February 7th, 2025. A day that will forever be etched in the minds of hundreds of young IT aspirants. It was the day their dreams turned to dust. On this day, Infosys, a titan of the Indian IT industry, announced mass layoffs at its Mysuru training facility. Over 300 trainee employees, many fresh out of college, were told they were out. Their crime? Failing to clear internal assessments, according to Infosys. The company's justification seemed simple enough. These trainees had been given 3 attempts to prove their mettle. They failed. The reality, however, was far more sinister. Behind the veil of corporate jargon lay a story of coercion, intimidation, and shattered dreams. A story that exposed the dark underbelly of an industry grappling with its own demons. The layoffs sent shockwaves through the industry. It exposed the precariousness of employment in the IT sector. But more importantly, it brought to light the human cost of corporate greed. For these trainees, Infosys wasn't just a company, it was a symbol of hope, a promise of a better future, a promise that was brutally broken. Imagine this. You're a young graduate, excited to start your career at one of India's top IT companies. You've poured your heart and soul into your training. Suddenly, you're summoned to a meeting, your electronic devices confiscated, your movements restricted. You're surrounded by security personnel in army fatigues. This wasn't a scene from a dystopian novel. It was the reality for hundreds of Infosys trainees on February 7th. They were herded into conference rooms and presented with pre-written resignation letters. The message was clear: sign this or else. The or else was never explicitly stated, but the implied threat hung heavy in the air: refuse and risk losing everything. Many trainees, young and vulnerable, buckled under the pressure. They signed away their dreams, their futures under duress. Some, however, found the courage to resist. They refused to be bullied into silence. Their stories, shared through hushed whispers and tear-filled voices, painted a chilling picture of exploitation and intimidation. The mass layoffs at Infosys were not just about job losses. They were about lives upended, dreams shattered, and futures thrown into uncertainty. Take the case of Gayatri, name changed, a bright-eyed engineering graduate who had waited 2 long years for her chance to shine at Infosys. She had endured onboarding delays, unpaid pre-training, and grueling assessments. Just when she thought her struggles were about to end, she was handed a pink slip. Gayatri's story is not unique. Hundreds of trainees like her were left reeling from the sudden termination. The emotional toll was immense. Many reported experiencing panic attacks, anxiety, and severe depression. Some were even hospitalized. These were young people at the cusp of their careers, their confidence shaken, their trust broken. The layoffs had a ripple effect, impacting not just the trainees, but also their families. Parents who had poured their life savings into their children's education were left staring at a bleak future. The incident served as a stark reminder of the human cost of corporate greed, a cost often ignored in the pursuit of profit margins and shareholder value. The mass layoffs at Infosys did not go unchallenged. The nascent Information Technology Employees Senate, NITES, a trade union representing IT workers, jumped into the fray, accusing Infosys of violating labor laws. They filed a complaint with the Labor Ministry, demanding the reinstatement of the terminated employees. NITES alleged that the assessments were deliberately designed to fail trainees, a tactic employed to cut costs and boost profits. The union also highlighted the coercive nature of the separation agreements, arguing that they were signed under duress and therefore invalid. They vowed to fight for the rights of the terminated employees, promising to take the legal battle to its logical conclusion. The Infosys episode has brought to light the urgent need for greater protection of workers' rights in the IT sector. It has exposed the power imbalances that exist between employers and employees, particularly young, inexperienced graduates. The fight for justice has just begun, but it has ignited a spark, a hope for a fairer, more equitable future for India's IT workforce. The message is clear. The era of exploiting young dreams for corporate gain is over. The time for accountability is now.